Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain the poem Fire and Ice. This poem has been composed by the Robert Frost. In the last poem, I told you about this poem. Now I will not tell you about him again. First of all, I am going to tell you the summary of this poem. In this poem, the poet expresses deep idea that the world will end in two ways, either by ice or fire. Both of these have been compared with self devastating human emotions such as desire and hatred. This is a symbolic poem. Ice symbolizes hatred and fire symbolizes desire or passion. The poet thinks that these two emotions can bring the world to a catastrophic end if we do not control them. Now I tell you this poem line to line. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. Students, there are different opinion of the people. Some people say the world will end in fire and some say that it will end in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. From what I have tasted of desire, whatever I have experienced in this world, I am in the favor of those persons who favor fire. As you know, fire symbolizes here passion or desire. If we don't have control over our passions and emotions, these things can destroy our life, and these things can also destroy the world. Next stanza. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of it. But the world, it means here world. If the world had to die, perish means die, twice, I think I know enough of it to say that for destruction ice is also great. Here the poet want to convey, want to tell that hate is also sufficient for the destruction of the world. It means hate works like slow poison. If we hate any person, we will do something or other to destroy his her life. It is also slow poison. Now I want to discuss some literary device here. As we see here, in the first line, some say the world will end in fire. World will. We find alliteration in world or will. As I told you in the last poem, but once again I tell you the definition of alliteration. In alliteration, there is the repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of two or more closely placed words. As you see, students, in the first line, world and will, you can see here two words. These two words have started with consonant W. We have the here sound of consonant. That's why there is alliteration. In the last line of first stanza, we also find alliteration. I hold with those who favor fire. In two words, favor or fire, we find alliteration. These two words have started F. We find alliteration in this line. In the last line of the first stanza, there is also assonance. You know, student, assonance? In assonance, there is the repetition of vowel sound in same line. The repetition is at different places in different words. I read the line, I hold with those who favor fire. Hold or those. In two words, we have the sound of O. Hold those. So there is assonance in this line also. Now I tell you enjambment. As I told you, enjambment, you can see here, from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Continuation of the line to the next line is called enjambment, as you see here. Okay, continuation of the line to the next line without any punctuation mark is called enjambment. So we find the enjambment from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Anaphora. Anaphora is also a literary device. I tell you what is anaphora. The repetition of a word or expression at the start of two or more consecutive lines. As you can see here, in the beginning two lines, some say have been repeated here. So we find anaphora in these two lines. This is the explanation of the students, and I hope that you will be able to understand whatever I have explained about this poem. Thank you. That's all, my dear students.